Hi, it's Paul here, co-founder of English Pronunciation Roadmap, and this is your Word of the Week. So this week's Word of the Week comes from Eunice. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. So Eunice is asking, what's the difference between think and sink? So essentially, what's the difference between the unvoiced th and the s consonants, right? So first of all, if you're a French speaker and plenty of other languages too, you might really struggle with the th sound. It's not in French and many other languages. But if you speak French, then one thing you might be doing, rather than saying something like I think so with a th sound, you might be replacing it with an s, right, and saying I sink so instead. And look, I mean, there are so many pairs of words where you can see the same challenge coming up, where you've got the th in a word like think can suddenly change meaning completely if you say it with an s instead. You know, think and sink, thought and sought, even Kathy and Cassie. So, worth working on. So the first question is, I suppose, what's the same about these sounds? Well, the answer to that is that the air continually passes over the tongue. So that's the thing which is the same about the th and the s. So we call these sounds where you have continual airflow or vibration, but here there's no vibration in the unvoiced th or in the s, but where you have continual airflow, and as long as you have air in the lungs, you can keep making the sound, and that's called a fricative. So the th and s both belong to the group fricatives. So, yeah, as long as I have air, I can keep making the sound. Same thing with the th consonant sound. It's kind of a friction-like sound, you might say. You can hear the friction, which is created through a small space being formed by different parts of the mouth. In this case, it's the tip of the tongue. We'll talk about that in a second. But speaking of the tongue, it needs to be relaxed, because for the th in particular, especially if it's not in your home language, then your tongue might be trying to tense up a bit too much, use too much force, be a bit too tight, and suddenly you're stopping the airflow. You're stopping the friction-like sound, and then you might have something like t, or even something like that, where you're not getting anything. But that's not the case with the think, I sink, that habit. There's something different happening there. So what is the difference between these two sounds, and why might someone who's trying to say think accidentally say sink? Well, the answer is that the tip of the tongue is in a completely different place. So for the s, it's at the gum ridge or alveolar ridge, so just behind the top teeth, on that bump behind the top teeth. And the tip of the tongue for the th is on the top teeth. Oh, very quickly. The th, that's part of our top 5 mispronounced consonant sounds, which are here, right? The th is number 4. Loads of non-native speakers struggle with these sounds, so they're worth working on. And actually, we've created a 5-day mini course, which is absolutely free. So if you have to leave us now, then I'm leaving a link for you just here, so you can sign up and we'll email you the course and you can get started when you're ready. But otherwise, let's get back to this video and some illustrations of the tongue positions. So for the s, the tip of the tongue is really close to the gum ridge. There's a tiny gap being created down the middle of the tongue, like a little tunnel, and the air passes through that tunnel. Yeah. And then for the th, slightly different. The tip of the tongue is on the top teeth, as I said, and here you can see, right, the tip of the tongue is right on the teeth, and the whole tongue, as you can see, is quite long and thin, which is crucial, I think. That idea of a long and thin tongue can really help to make sure you're keeping it nice and light, and you're not pressing too hard on the teeth, and you're not stopping the sound. So have a look at these in isolation. You've got s for the s, s, and there are many exercises you can do to develop the th. One of them could be to, especially in this case, for this sink, think difference, is to slide from the s to the th while keeping the airflow going and keeping your tongue as relaxed as physically possible, like this. All I'm doing is I'm sliding my tongue forward, keeping it as relaxed as possible. And as you can hear, you're getting it if you can make the sound as long as you like, as long as you have air in your lungs. Now, another way to do it, if you're really struggling with that, could be to actually exaggerate this position so that there's not enough friction. The tongue is too far away, it's too low, and there's a big space in between the tongue and the top teeth. So you would have s, and then just breath. S. The tongue comes forward, but it comes down. And then all you have to do after that is work on gradually raising the tongue, gradually adding a little bit more tension each time into the tongue until it's getting close enough to the teeth to make that friction-like sound. S. Not enough. S. Pretty much there. S. There we go. And if I keep adding too much tension, then I suddenly get s. Ugh, you know, you can't pronounce it. So work on that, experiment, play with that, might be helpful. Okay, here we go. So practice these pairs of words. Sink, think, sank, thank, song, thong, sigh, thigh, sing, thing, sort, thought, Cassie, Kathy. And try these practice sentences. Thank you for thinking of me. Thank you for thinking of me. I think she sang very well. I think she sang very well. I thought you'd sorted everything out. I thought you'd sorted everything out. I thought you'd sorted everything out. So there we go. Now, you can download this 5-day course. Again, here is the link for you, and you please click subscribe so you can see these videos every week, 2 times a week. And as usual, tell us what's your tricky word and leave a comment below, and we'll do our best to make a video for you. See you then.